Hi everyone, this is Aryan Mishra. I'm the co-founder of Spark Astronomy. Today we have the fifth lecture, which is Deep into the Universe. This lecture is organized by Spark Astronomy in collaboration with Atal Innovation Mission of Niti Aayog. We have been conducting lectures from the last 4 to 5 Saturdays, and you can find this video on YouTube and Facebook on our page. And here we start the lecture. So let's start. If you often see this word, and you will realize when I say getting deep into the universe, basically it refers that getting deeper and deeper into the universe. Deep into the universe means looking at the universe at some different angle and exploring the universe at a better rate. If I move forward, if I talk about to the edge of space and time, large telescope can look so deep into the universe that they can also look back billions of years in time, that everyone knows. If you remember the last lecture which I said was that the bigger the telescope we will make, the more far we can see. From 2021, the successor of the Hubble Space Telescope, the James Webb Space Telescope, will be able to see the period just after the Big Bang, when the first stars and the galaxies were formed, right? So when Hubble Space Telescope's successor means the bigger telescope than the Hubble Space Telescope, that is the James Webb Space Telescope, will be launched next year. And the main objective of the James Webb Space Telescope is to see the period after just the Big Bang, when the first stars and the galaxies formed. Galaxies. Our today's main focus is to understand so the our main thing to understand today is about galaxies and what are types of galaxies and the different types of galaxies. So a galaxy is a huge collection of dust, gas, and billions of stars, and their solar systems all held together by gravity. This basically means that galaxies are basically home to the stars. So when I say home to the stars, it basically means the galaxies are made up of gases, dust, and billions of stars that is held together by all together by gravity. We live on a planet called Earth that is a part of our solar system. That everyone knows that Earth is a part of our solar system. But where is our solar system? It's a small part of the Milky Way galaxy, right? The deeper we look into the cosmos, the more galaxies we see. Cosmos basically means universe. A study estimated that the observable universe contains 2 trillion or 2 million galaxies. Some of the distant systems are similar to our own Milky Way galaxy, while others are quite different. This basically means that galaxies which we have been looking at, and the galaxies which we have been seeing, there are billions of galaxies which are also similar to Milky Way galaxy, and they can be. Sometimes a lot of people ask that, are there any aliens or are there any life civilization at some other solar system or at other some planet? The answer is that the major thing about aliens is that we still don't have any proof. Science works on proof. I'm not saying that there cannot be any other civilization. If you ask me personally, I have a strong belief that we actually have we may have a civilization which supports life somewhere other part of the universe. But as of now, we haven't discovered any of them. So if we talk about types of galaxies, before 20th century, we didn't know that galaxies. Before 20th century, we don't know what are galaxies other than the Milky Way existed. So we only knew Milky Way because of the Milky Way band, which is visible from the Earth. So earlier astronomers, they referred galaxies as nebulae, because nebula, they also look fuzzy and galaxies also look little fuzzy. They are very similar to each other from a medium range telescope or a large range telescope. So until and unless it's not an observatory telescope, so it can differentiate between a nebula and a galaxy. In 1920s, astronomer Edwin Hubble showed that the Andromeda Nebula was galaxy in its own right. In 1920, astronomer Edwin Hubble also told that the Andromeda galaxy, we often referred it as Andromeda Nebula. So it proved that the nebula was a galaxy. There are 4 types of galaxies. Spiral galaxy. So if you see in this very easy task, you will understand spiral means which has spiral arms. So if I want to make a diagram, I'm going to show you quickly that how basically does these spiral arms work. So it goes like this. Just excuse my drawing. My drawing is not that great, but if you see, these are the spiral arms, and you go and you go. These are the spiral arms. So if you see, there is an arm. There is this part is called central bulge. This is the central part of a galaxy. So what you see around it's the arm of the galaxy. So these are known as a spiral arm. So this spiral arm galaxy is M74, which is located 32 million light years away in the direct constellation of Pisces. The fish, it's a zodiac constellation. See, in the constellation of Pisces, you can see this beautiful picture. The picture is clicked by Hubble Space Telescope. Now, elliptical galaxies. So elliptical galaxies, if you see, you will get to know that elliptical are very interesting galaxies. Elliptical, if you see the word elliptical, elliptical is a shape. The shape of the galaxy is like elliptical, right? And then you known as lenticular galaxy. So this is NGC 5010, located around 140 million light years away in the constellation of Virgo. So if you see the word lenticular, you will understand the shape of the galaxy. So it has, it's like this galaxy. It's like a one line shape, and it has a central bulge in it. So it's like a lenticular. So it's like there is it doesn't have any spiral arms. It doesn't have any elliptical shape. It's just like one straight shape. That is a lenticular galaxy. So lenticular is this, then there is irregular. So from the word irregular, you will get to know that a galaxy which doesn't have any shape. So irregular, basically they don't have any shape. This delicate blue group of stars, actually an irregular galaxy named IC 3583, sits some 30 million light years away in the constellation of Virgo. This is also clicked by Hubble Space Telescope. Clusters. So now the interesting thing about these things are the clusters. Some galaxies occur alone in pairs, but they are more often parts of larger association known as groups, cluster, and superclusters. What I want to tell you, for example, uh, I live in Delhi, and in Delhi I live in Vasant Vihar. So Vasant Vihar is a place in Delhi where I live. Okay, so Vasant Vihar is a group. Cluster is South Delhi, right? And a supercluster is a Delhi. So group, cluster, and superclusters they are all three different things. They're all together situated in the same thing. For example, I will tell you Mumbai. For example, let's take Mumbai as an example. So Mumbai is a group, right? Cluster is Maharashtra. Supercluster is India. So take it this way. Our Milky Way, for example, our Milky Way is in the local group, a galaxy about 10 million light years across that also includes Andromeda and its satellites. So there are nearly 50 galaxies in the local group. Now it will be a part of a cluster than supercluster, right? Then what is exactly a supercluster? A supercluster is a large group of smaller galaxies or galaxy groups. मतलब जितनी सारी गैलेक्सीज हैं उनका भी एक ग्रुप है, राइट, जिसको कहते हैं सुपर क्लस्टर. So universe is divided into superclusters where all the thousands of galaxies are part of this supercluster or this supercluster. For example, if you see this picture, there is Copernicus cluster, then there is Corona Borealis supercluster, Hercules supercluster, then there is Columba supercluster, Sextant superclusters, Leo superclusters, Ursa Major superclusters. So these are the superclusters where there can be thousands of galaxies in that supercluster, and which are spread across millions of light years away, right? So in astronomy, we define light year as a distance unit. But what exactly is a light year? So I'm going to show you a quick video about what exactly is a light year. So just give me one second. So I'm going to quickly show you one video. So check out this video. You will understand what exactly is a light year. Milky Way is spread across 1,000 light years away. Not 1,000, 100,000 light years away. One light second. In 1 second, light travels 3 lakh kilometers. In 1 light minute, that is multiplied by 60, you will get this value. one light travels this much. In one day, light travels 25.9 billion kilometers. And finally, one light year is 5.8 trillion kilometers. That is 9.4 trillion kilometers. Now, 5.8 is in miles actually. And 100 light years is 68.4. Supercluster, because light year has been one of the things that people always had a doubt what exactly is a light year and everything. So that video described what exactly is a light year. So if you see this supercluster, so I would say that the local group, if you remember, the Milky Way is in the local group, and the local group is the part of Virgo supercluster, and the Virgo supercluster is also the part of Laniakea supercluster. The Virgo supercluster length is 110 million light years, and Laniakea length is 515 million light years. So supercluster can also be a part of a cluster can also be a part of a supercluster. That's how it goes up. So now if I move a little bit forward, there is another interesting supercluster which is named after goddess Saraswati, Saraswati supercluster. This was discovered by a scientist in India, scientists from Ayuka in Pune, IISR, NIT Jamshedpur, and Newman College discovered Saraswati supercluster, which is 650 million light years away from us. So are you getting it? So there is an Indian scientist have also discovered supercluster, which is known as Saraswati supercluster. Dark energy and dark matter. This is a very interesting concept about dark energy and dark matter. There has been a lot of doubts, a lot of people who keep asking what is dark energy, dark matter. Pretty fancy words and also pretty fancy meaning. So if you see the visible universe, including Earth, the Sun, and other stars, galaxies makes up to 5% of the universe mass. मतलब हमने आज तक जहां तक देखा है पूरे यूनिवर्स में, वो सिर्फ 5% है यूनिवर्स का. 5% है यूनिवर्स के मास का. The rest of the universe appears to be made up of mysterious invisible substance called dark matter, which is nearly 25%. And a force that repels gravity is known as dark energy. So as per the NASA's records, it says that the dark matter, which is nearly around 25% of the universe, is made up of dark matter. Matlab, like if you take out the entire universe and all, it is often said that you haven't seen the entire universe. Like the 90-95% is universe we can't see, and what we can see is the 5% of the universe mass. And but जो universe हम देख नहीं सकते, उस universe को भी तो कोई चलाने के लिए होगा, right? मतलब वो universe को कुछ ना कुछ तो energy होगी वहां पे भी, तो उस एनर्जी को हम डार्क एनर्जी कहते हैं, ऐसी एनर्जी जो उस डार्क मैटर को चला रही हो. Are you getting it? So this is what is dark energy and dark matter. So this was basically the beginning of everything, that how exactly how exactly we have been discussing about things that getting deep into the universe basically refers not only looking up at the galaxies but the nebula and all. So if you remember the last class, Origin of the Universe, I highly talked about that how we have been looking at the universe on different angles, and there has been a lot of billions of galaxies we still don't have definite number of galaxies, but a study suggests that we have nearly 200 to 300 billion galaxies present, right? So this is what the interesting thing is. That so today's lecture was about galaxies, supercluster, cluster, dark matter, and dark energy. Thank you.